Hello people, I'm the Real Comic Book Gamer. Today we're going to be talking about Outrage, because there's just been outrage from everyone over every little thing, and it's kind of getting annoying. But one of the big things that happened last week was Mark Hamill tweeted out a picture, well, a Photoshop picture of him, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and Lando, Billy D. Williams, all in the Millennium Falcon cockpit with the hashtag missed opportunities. And that brought on just this big storm of just a bunch of angry, like, Reylo fans and new trilogy fans and Disney fans that were just so upset at him. Like, how dare you? This is insulting to the new characters. There's, like, all these people that were really upset. And some people that didn't really make sense why they're upset, like Pablo Hidalgo, who anyone who's deep into Star Wars knows, he's one of the big guys at the Lucasfilm Story Group, and he was like tacking on to the hate train to Mark Hamill, making fun of him and stuff. I was like, holy crap, he's just saying that he thinks it's a missed opportunity that they didn't all get together. Like, he's not saying they should have been the stars of the movie or anything like that. He's just implying that, hey, would have been cool for all of us to be together. He's talked about this many times before. He talked about how he thought it was stupid when Han died. It was Rey and Finn who witnessed his death, when it's people that no one really cares about. Like, well, not necessarily people that no one cares about, but people that don't really have that big of a relationship with Han. Like, Chewie was there, but it would have been more emotional if Leia and Luke witnessed his death, or at least one of them. But instead, you get the reaction shot of Finn and Rey. It's like two people that don't really know him very well and met him just like earlier in this movie. And also, he's talked about how this was his last opportunity to ever work with Harrison Ford, and they butchered that, so he's never going to be able to work with Harrison Ford again, most likely. He's talking about how he loves Harrison, and Luke and Han were best friends. And so this isn't anything new for Mark Hamill. He's talked about this before, but people got so upset. You had people on one side, though, that were really happy about it, like me. I thought it was cool. I was glad he's saying that. I'm glad that Mark Hamill hasn't really backed down. And then you had people on the other side that were not very happy of it. But he also tweeted out a sort of apology, saying that he didn't mean anything by it. He just saw a picture of all of them together, and he just thought it was, you know, a nice picture. He didn't mean to, like, he wasn't trying to offend anyone or anything like that. But yeah, outrage like this, kind of just stupid. I hate it when people look out, like, search for a way to get offended. It's so stupid. He just literally was saying that he missed his friends, and he thought it would have been good for them all to get together on the big screen instead of how Disney's done it. It wasn't any attack on anyone or anything, but people saw it as like some personal attack. And another outrage in Star Wars was we had Darth Vader Dark Visions #3. Now, I have the first two issues, and they're pretty good. I liked them. This last issue, issue #2, I mean, was pretty interesting. It followed a like an admiral. I don't remember what rank he was, but he was like a commanding officer in the Empire, and he went and took out like all these rebels, and it was like a success, except one rebel spy got away, and all the other guys around him were like, hey, you know, it's fine, you're good, it was a success overall, just that one guy got away. He's like, okay. Then Vader calls, and he's like, I'll be right there to go and be like, and give you a high five for your success. And he's like, oh no, Vader's gonna come and kill me for this rebel getting away. Because the way that admiral had gotten promoted before was they all failed Vader, and they just got killed by Vader, and he got promoted because they all died because they failed Vader. And so his whole thing is like, he's risking literally everything to get this rebel, and it's a really interesting story in that aspect. But issue #3 I haven't read yet, mainly because when I saw all the stuff online, the outrage, was just because I didn't like the art. The art doesn't look very good. The story, I have no clue how it is. From people that I've seen that have read it, said it was okay. Like, people that aren't biased to one side or the other, they're just kind of like, this is okay. But then you have people that are just so outraged because it's Vader killing a woman, and they think it's like sexist because it should have been a fanboy. That's how it was originally written. Apparently this was a trash story from Chuck Wendig, the guy that went crazy on Twitter and got fired by Disney. He went so far over the edge that they fired him. Like, you have to go really far to get fired by Disney when you're going to the left. Like, you have to go really far, and he went far enough to get fired. But yeah, he was talking about how it was originally supposed to be like a fanboy that doesn't end well for him, but it was a female, and so everyone got upset about it. Again, it was a stupid outrage. But all sides are guilty of outrage, I'd say, because I don't know, I get annoyed with outrage and people capitalizing on outrage, because there's a lot of channels like in the Comicsgate area and stuff that capitalize on outrage. They ignore the good and just focus on the bad for everything. I'm personally more of the mindset of, you call what it is. It's something good, you talk about it. If something's bad, you talk about it, instead of just being like, we're gonna ignore all this good stuff and talk about the bad. Like with Brie Larson. Brie Larson, I think, is really annoying, and I don't think she's a bad actress, but I think she's pretty annoying, and you can see it seems like some of the other cast members don't really care for her. Like in the interviews, she seems the most annoying. But when you're on your 15th video about how the cast of the Avengers doesn't like Brie Larson's ruining everything, it might be time to chill. Especially coming from channels that have never talked about the MCU before, when you have like the majority of, like 90% of the MCU is pretty good movies, and you focus on the one that's bad with an annoying actress. It's that you're capitalizing on outrage right there. You're ignoring the good just to focus on the bad, because like it's gonna bring in the views. That's what people are gonna click on. I think that's stupid. That's why I never made a Brie Larson video, because I didn't want to capitalize on that, and I didn't care. I'm like, oh, that movie like when the first trailer came out for Captain Marvel, I was like, I'm probably not gonna see it. And then all this other crap happened with Brie Larson. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just not gonna go see it. I didn't make some big statement about it or make 15 videos on it. Probably should have in hindsight though, because there are so many views on those videos, so should have capitalized. But yeah, I don't really see the point in that. Just like same with people that are acting like comics are all doom and gloom. When it comes to the quality of comics, not sales, because sales have been steadily going down for a while now. But when it comes to the actual quality of comics, to ignore the good comics is kind of stupid. There are bad comics, don't get me wrong. Heroes in Crisis is one of the worst books I've ever read. It is absolutely terrible. Ridicule that book, please. But to act like every book is like Heroes in Crisis is not fair at all. Like if you're ignoring what Scott Snyder's currently doing with Batman, like how? What he's doing with Batman is really good, with the Batman Who Laughs. From Metal to now with the Batman Who Laughs, building everything up and building it up for Last Night, which is going to be his epic with Greg Capullo that caps off his Batman run from the New 52 till now. How could you ignore that? It's so cool, and one of the coolest things we've had in comics is really interesting the story that Scott Snyder's been weaving. And to ignore it and be like, oh, comics are bad, is again just ignoring the good and capitalizing on the bad. Now, I don't think you should. There are some people that ignore the bad and just talk about the good and act like everything's all sunshine and lollipops. I don't think that's good either. I don't know. I don't get why you can't have a happy middle ground, but there's a lot of people that on both sides, they're just like, I'm only going to focus on the good and act like everything's great and nothing's bad and everything's just perfect. And then you have people that are on the other side, like, I'm just going to focus on how bad everything, talk about how terrible everything is, and talk about how everything's an SJW and nothing is good. And I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. Well, I do get it because people are doing it for views and they're capitalizing on that. But I don't know. I just feel like the happy medium would be better. That's my opinion on all that. I think it's enough with the outrage, like looking to be offended, especially when it's coming from the same people that are like, oh, these stupid snowflakes always getting offended. You're literally looking any little nook and cranny you can to get offended so you can rage about it on a video or Twitter or something. I think it's enough. It's time to just go to that middle ground, criticize things that are bad, praise things that are good, instead of just complaining about everything all the time or praising everything. I don't know, this is kind of a personal gripe of mine that I just see all over YouTube and Twitter. It gets kind of annoying when you just see people looking to be offended. I hate that. Like Darth Vader Dark Vision's number 3. I guarantee you 90% of the people that got offended about that on Twitter never plan on picking up that book ever. They did not plan on reading that book, but they saw someone online tweet about it, so they're like, oh, how dare he kill that woman, that's so stupid, and they were looking to get offended. It's like, what? Why are you upset about that? It doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, that's my thoughts. It's just something that I wanted to talk about. Please let me know in the comments below, what do you think about the whole outrage culture from all sides? Because again, I think no one's innocent of it. I think all sides are guilty of looking for places to be offended. Again, there's a difference between actually like criticizing something and being like, this thing sucks, compared to just seeking stuff out that you know you won't like. Like it's completely different. But yeah, anyways, again, I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about this whole outrage culture that's coming from everywhere? And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later.